Welcome back to the JCPod, partner with Stare Down Sports. Stare down greatness. And I'm not going to lie to you. It's madness season. We aren't wasting any time. My boy, from Captain by a Hook, the Red Beard. How we doing over there, my guy? You said you wouldn't come on until a
Man,
bracket's here. A bracket is here.
no, we got the bracket. It's full. It's filled. We got some great matchups. I'm honestly disappointed in the bracket, but to a sense of who gives a damn? It's going to be great anyway.
Whoo! Why are you
You
disappointed?
know what I mean? You got Michigan, who just slapped
Oh,
three of the best
yeah,
teams in the
yeah.
country,
I do agree with
get
that
a
point.
5 seed, while the two teams they just beat get a 3, 4, and 2 seed. Michigan State deserved a 2 seed, but
I agree.
they did Michigan dirty with that 5 seed.
Keep going.
The the other thing I hate and absolutely hate about this bracket, I threw my pen when it happened. Louisville and Creighton. Those were two teams that I was really looking forward to riding. Both of them riding to Sweet 16, Elite Eight. I had Creighton going Elite Eight Final Fours. I had Louisville definitely going Sweet 16. So you take that out. Who knows what the hell is going to happen? Now, as soon as the damn tournament starts, 11:15 a.m. on Thursday, we get Louisville Creighton. It's just a disservice to those programs, man.
Banger. Sucks,
Two
but
Sweet
banger.
16, it is, but it's two teams that should be able to make a run, and they're not going to. We ain't got to dive into the games too deep, but just in that one, we ain't gonna do that. Just talking about matchups. Sorry.
Woo! Nah,
Uh,
hey,
I'm
take the
excited.
floor. It's that season, man. No, I'm excited with you. It's just watching the
Louisville
selection
Creighton
committee.
just disappointed me because, like I said, I wanted both of them teams to go on a run. I was rooting for Pat Kelsey and the storyline behind him in the first year in Louisville, turning it around from 3 wins last year to being in the tournament. They should have got a higher seed for sure. And now you got to play Creighton, who's another team I'm rooting for opposite reasons. You got Kyle Brenner and that group, that core that's been together for almost a decade now. It feels like
What year are they
at
on?
Creighton.
15.
And if you look at the last 2, 3 years, I forget it exactly, but they get to the Sweet 16, they get to the Elite Eight. They have tough losses in all of those games, and then now you got a chance to really go on a run. Creighton's a team I would watch out for the Final Four. We just started this podcast, and I got a hot take for you. Creighton is beating Auburn Saturday or Sunday,
Woo!
whenever the hell round two happens. Auburn's going down in round two. They're going to walk through Alabama State or St. Francis, of course. But once they see Creighton, Kyle Brenner's going to treat Janiah Broom like a broom. Sweep him the hell out of here.
Man, I like it. I will
Creighton
say,
going to the Sweet 16, baby.
I think I have Auburn either losing. I think I have Auburn losing the next round, me personally, in the personal bracket I'm making. But I don't know. I might feel you that the way the Creighton's been playing their last few games, they were like a really fun team to watch in the Big East tournament.
I will say this: Creighton is one of the most underrated teams this season, and I don't know why. All they do is win, 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 no matter what. They were right there in the thick of things for about a 3 week stretch when you're talking about St. John's, Marquette, and Creighton, who's going to win the Big East in the regular season. Of course, St. John's and the Godfather came through and won not only the regular season, but the Big East tournament. And guess what they did to thank you, boy? They said, here's Bill Self or Calipari's second round. Congratulations, Rick Pitino. Congratulations. But I still think St. John's, for reasons I'll talk about later, has the horsepower to make a run. Of course, they got the coaching. Everybody's stressing about the offensive struggles shooting. That does not necessarily mean offensive struggles. They find points in other ways, especially on the break.
I will say another team that I guess you could say that kind of struggles with scoring that I'm kind of inspired by Michigan State. Saw both their coaches. I saw the St. John coach and the Michigan State coach on the Pat McAfee show today, and I won't lie, I was a little bit like, yeah, they're making a run. This feels like the year where both, all the older men, all the older gentlemen get all these young coaches a little bit out of here as it gets later. But I don't
That's the
know.
last thing I'm going to say that pisses me off about this tournament. And this is personal. Michigan State and Michigan in the same damn bracket.
Gross.
That means Michigan State's going to run into Michigan. And they're going to meet
Mm-hmm.
right there in the Elite Eight. And Michigan State slapped Michigan twice already. And you know what they say? It's hard to beat a team 3 times. But I got a cold take here. Michigan or Michigan State's going to win this damn thing.
Little Big Ten? Little Big Ten bias?
I got Houston, but I like Michigan or Michigan State. It's a weird year. I haven't really fully decided who I think is going to win it. I still kind of want to go on. I can't believe in Houston. I can't believe I even said that. I did pick Houston last night though when I filled out my
Hey,
first bracket.
hey. Sorry to interrupt you, but when I made my first bracket, your boy had Houston as well. Maybe it's just
You
meant to
know,
be.
you know what it is? I look at their road, and everybody complains about how Duke has an easy road.
Yeah.
Houston, uh, whoever the hell SIU is, that's a 40-point game right
Oh,
there.
that's
I don't want to
IEU
talk
or
about that
whatever?
game. Yeah, Edwardsville. But then you look at Gonzaga and Georgia. This might be the worst Gonzaga team this generation has ever seen.
Yeah, they're.
And I'm being serious, not
Yeah.
joking. This is a down year for Gonzaga. This is no big dog status.
This
This
ain't your
is not a 1
grandpappy's
seed, 2 seed,
Gonzaga.
4 seed. Yeah, this ain't your big brother's Gonzaga. This is your grandpappy's Gonzaga. But and then you got Georgia, who as nice as Georgia is, they have to get hot to do anything. They got Slim Jesus coming off the bench. That boy Luke Kane. Um,
Slim
I don't think
Jesus.
Georgia's defense. I mean, Houston's defense is just. When I watch them hold teams to 36 points that play in the Big 12, and then you think these guys, Gonzaga or Georgia, is going to see Houston after they battle it out.
Yeah.
48
hours
hours
later.
later,
Yeah.
yeah, and Houston's going to be sitting there waiting on them, relaxed. And then you look at under that, Clemson is who I think is going to come out. You got Clemson, McNeese,
I could
Purdue, or
agree with
High
that.
Point. Purdue and High Point I think is going to be a good one. I think Purdue does win and actually cover. I'm not going to bet it though.
Ooh.
Clemson, this line is completely off. I know we're not talking about bets yet, but Clemson 7.5. I love McNeese State. I love Will Wade like more than anybody ever knows. I don't have the time today to give Will Wade a verbal hand job, but Clemson just way better team. Last year his Elite Eight appearance I don't think was a stint. I think this team does get to the Sweet 16, and I think that's it for Houston as far as tough competition. You look down, I think Tennessee gets knocked out early. I wouldn't be surprised if UCLA loses to Utah State. Kentucky, as much as I love Kentucky, I was screaming Kentucky November through January to win this thing. I just don't. I just don't know. I feel like they got uppercutted and hit too hard, and that old Mike Tyson saying popped in my head. And now I feel like they're trying to figure out what the hell their plan B is. Illinois, that team's been up and down all year. Injuries, whatnot. 7 different starting lineups for Brad Underwood, one of my favorite personal coaches. But this is actually a softer bracket to me, the Midwest is, than the East is. Everybody says Duke got a cupcake bracket. Duke has to deal with a experienced and veteran either Baylor or Mississippi State in the second round with a hobbled up Cooper Flag. Probably not going to be 100%. And they forced him to play this weekend. He probably won't be 100% until well into May. So
Ooh.
if he takes this weekend off and thinks, hey, I'll come back Sweet 16 and be 100% healthy, they might not make it past that second round game. Maybe he skips game 1, which is what I would do. But Coach John Shire is adamant at this point, as of 5 hours ago, Cooper Flag will be ready for Friday. Hey,
You
if
think
you
it's a
need
smoke
Cooper
screen?
Flag to beat American, go ahead. It could be a smokescreen. But I think Cooper Flag will play a little bit, probably 16 to 20 minutes. But I think you got to sit him completely. But Oregon, one of the hottest teams in March, always. You got Arizona, who Caleb Love, we've seen him do literally everything from the worst to first. I guess the worst to second. He never won it all. BYU, VCU, Alabama, St. Mary's, bunch of
Ooh.
different teams up here. I think can give Duke a run, especially if Cooper Flag isn't 100%.
And that Grant Nelson injury is going to be something big to keep an eye on because I didn't even know that was a big thing until that like popped up in my feed recently. It's like, oh, that could be huge.
I'm gonna tell you the stupidest question I've heard. If playing your best basketball right now matters, I heard that question today. I heard a grown man that gets paid to talk on the radio ask Jim Boeheim, the old coach of Syracuse,
Yeah.
if playing your best basketball right now matters, and if he should have any concern about Auburn, who he put all his money on to win it all. And emphatically, Jim Boeheim said, yes, dumbass.
I was about to
I was
ask
a
you,
dumbass.
does it matter to be playing your best basketball when
That's what you
the
want to
season's on the
find right
line?
now. Auburn's been the number one team all country. Guess who's the hottest team right now? The team who won the SEC tournament. Florida's the hottest
Not
team coming
Auburn.
into this bracket. Houston won the Big 12 tournament, and consistent is a good word for Houston, but not hot. Florida's hot right now.
They are
Duke's not
smoking.
hot. Even though Duke winning the ACC without Cooper Flag is like, you could take that narrative a whole other way and say Duke's winning it all with or without them.
Yeah.
I think without them, they run out of gas eventually. But Florida, if you're talking about just one seed, is the hottest one seed right now. Will that matter? Who knows? But I think it does matter that Auburn's playing bad basketball right now. You lose 3 out of 4. You get kicked out of the SEC tournament. You're dealing with injuries as well. You got players that aren't missing time, but they're limping around, hobbling around. And I know this new generation thinks it's cool to have some attention, and they get a little the LeBron effect, make it look like they did something a little extra special if they limping for 5 minutes and then come dunk it. But Auburn's been limping around for the last 2 months, believe it or not. I've watched a few Auburn games, and they've been limping around.
That's going to be an interesting note to keep an eye on because, especially and them losing 3 of their last 4, and the history of Auburn in the tournament under Bruce Pearl. Like, was it round of 32, round of 64 exits after missing the tournament the year before all that?
Bruce Pearl has never shown success in March.
That's a big bugaboo to get around. Because, you see it in the NFL with all these guys. You saw it with Sam Darnold. Everyone's like, when will he bust? When will he bust? When will he pumpkin? End of the season came around.
I'm waiting. And I'm going to be honest. The last thing I'm going to say about Auburn, if you got a bunch of 25 and 26-year-olds, yes, you should have the advantage. But on the other side, you got a bunch of kids that are in college for a reason still.
Yeah.
They've reached their potential. They've reached their ceiling. They're just holding on to years of eligibility. They're not playing at the next level. They're not going anything. If anything, they're going overseas. But I don't even see that for some of these players. This team isn't as talented as people think. They're deep. They play great defense. They do hustle. They're going to be there. They're not going to get blown out in any games. But you're talking about a Creighton team who plays just as well defense. A Creighton team with Kalbrenner, who is just going to treat Janai Broome like a little brother, bro. Like, hey, you doing good? National Player of the Year runner-up, huh? Watch this. Give him the work.
Shout out to Kalkbrenner, I think 3-time Defensive Player of the Year in the Big East. Or like 4.
Never fouled out of a
6,
game in his life.
7. Crazy. And he had 4 the other night, and they're like, oh, he's never fouled out. Like, they were almost trying to jinx it, and it still didn't foul out.
The kid goes vertical. It's just what he does. He uses his size. That's why I ain't gonna lie to you. This South region, size. You look at Michigan with the 2 7-footers and Golden and Wolf.
That's gonna be tough for UC San Diego.
Yeah, that's Michigan's superpower. Michigan runs pick and rolls on the post with those 2 players.
And
I'm not even exaggerating. Danny Wolf backs down his player to the block, and then inside of the paint, Golden sets a screen. And what are they gonna do?
2000.
Wolf either has
2000s basketball, maybe 1970s basketball at its finest, post screens.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful, bro. It reminds me of Magic giving the ball to Kareem on a bounce pass that's literally like 2 inches away from him, because they both posted up on the damn block. But there's a bunch of size in this thing, man, and I think size is going to come down to it. I think big basketball is back, man.
Awesome. We're seeing with football, the running game's coming back, the trenches are coming back. Awesome that big man basketball is coming back, because I won't lie, personally to me, one of my favorite basketball ever is big man basketball. I will admit, it's not the most fun to watch all the time, but one-on-one in the post is like, maybe that's why the defensive lineman.
Did you watch the George Mason VCU game?
Sadly did not. No, I was on the golf course freezing my ass off.
That was some of the prettiest basketball I've ever seen in my life. Just the right move on every possession.
Man, sadly I missed it. I was outside in 20-degree weather playing a 4.5 round of golf by ourselves. The only one on the course for a reason, because it was hailing at points.
For a reason.
It was cold as hell. I'm not gonna lie. I was cold for like 3 or 4 hours after that. It was a fun day, but freezing cold day. However, that kind of brings us to our next point again. I'll just kind of lead into it. We can kind of, I guess we'll do this first before we start breaking down the bracket fully and doing our fun bracket for the show. We'll do your favorite game or 2 in every region that you want to watch for. So we'll start with your South. In the South, what's your 2 or 3 favorite games you want to watch for to start Thursday or Friday?
Man, BYU, VCU. That game is going to be what March Madness was made for. That game is going to be down to the wire. Hopefully, next season, the NCAA can implement some kind of system like the MLB has. Because I am sick and tired of watching 47-minute reviews of who the ball went out
Oh,
on last
Jesus,
when that
yeah.
mug was obviously off of him. But that's what's going to happen in this game. It's going to be tied up, 13 seconds left. We're going to get review after review after review after review, and it's kind of going to take away from the game. But the first 38 minutes of this game is going to be hooks, uppercuts, and body jabs. They're not even swinging for the head yet. BYU VCU is going to be a game everybody that likes basketball is going to want to watch. Two opposing styles as well. 11 and a 6. Believe it or not, over the last number of years, even the 11 seed versus the 6 seed. I don't know if that goes back 10
Ooh,
years or 5 years. I forget. But
I
literally
need to
50,
check my bracket.
50, 50, 11 seeds, 6 seeds, money line. I mean, not money, just win or lose. They've been 50 50. That's going to be a great game. And then it's tough because these are some ugly games. I'm not
The
going to lie. This is the bracket I'm least excited about.
East.
But the East. You asked me about the South, huh?
Yeah, no, that's all good. We can
I'm
start with
sorry.
these. No, it's I won't lie. I was looking at the South for a minute. I'm like, am I just blind? Where the
My
hell's the game
bad.
at?
I'm gonna expose myself too. You see this scratch out right here? I do this every year. I don't know where the hell these
uh,
brackets is at, and so I just heard South and went to the top right.
no, that's hey, all good because if you said this is the poopy bracket anyway, that means we could save the better ones or the poopy
Yeah,
side, I guess.
but Wisconsin Montana is the other game I'm looking forward to. I think they're the second or
Oh,
third
that's gonna
game
be yeah.
that
1:30
tips
p.m.
tips off Thursday. I got the over on that game. I can't wait to break that down for you in the bets. But
Woo.
also, we and you texted about it today. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but I'm sure Thursday comes and I'm gonna have a beer and a burrito in my hand, and I'm gonna say, you know what, Montana. The thing about this game
Montana.
that's gonna be fun and exciting, and why I took the over, and why this over has ran 4 points since open. Nobody plays defense as far as what I'm seeing in these names. Montaw. No D's in these schools. No defense in their game. This is gonna be a race to 92, and Montana might do it. This is another classic March Madness game. You look at it and you see Wisconsin a 3 seed, Montana a 14 seed, and it's really going to come down to who hits their threes because they both going to shoot 50 of them. And if Montana hits 22 threes,
Laser beams from outside.
this literally you're about to see three. Excuse my language. I was about to say
Hey,
crackers. You're about to see three white people shooting the lights out of this ball, and I'm white, so I can say it.
shout
You
out
dig,
Golke,
man?
the hero from last year.
They don't make them like they used to. I miss when it was
Oh,
just like every team had one white boy that was just a sharpshooter. Now everybody just shoots. But it used to be just one
that.
kid, just a little comb over, like
Oh yeah.
he just always in the corner ready.
It's like, man, that kid look unathletic as hell. Ends up with 21 points. Like 7 for
Yeah.
8. God
Yeah.
damn.
Just fundamental as hell. Just.
It's like, dude, this white boy can shoot.
But I'm excited to see that game, bro. That game's
No,
gonna be
that should
like
be
88-80
awesome.
going into the under 4 break.
That's gonna be a fun one that I might be adding to my bet slip for sure. Take it wherever you want. What region you want to talk about next? We got 3 more.
We could bring it to your South and just keep the top of the bracket knocked out.
Let's do it then. What 2 favorite in the South?
We already talked about Louisville Creighton. That's literally probably my favorite game of the entire first round.
Yep, that's gonna be a fun one.
And absolutely just amazing. You talk about ball games. I'm a Michigan State fan. I'm a Michigan fan. I got money on it. But the game I'm actually going to be more excited to watch will be the Mississippi
Oh,
taking on the winner of San Diego State and North
can't wait to
Carolina.
talk about that.
Only because, and I haven't heard anybody else mention it. Maybe it's gone on deaf ears how good Old Miss is. Maybe it's gone on deaf ears that this Old Miss team is reminiscent of the 2019 Texas Tech team that Chris Beard himself took to the final game. Buzzer beater loss to Virginia, but that close away from Texas Tech winning the championship. This team has the same heart, the same grit, the same style. Oh, probably because they have the same coach. Ole Miss has a 6 seed. Watch the hell out. I'm saying all that to say, I'm just excited to see it. I don't know if it's really going to come to fruition. Look at this bracket in the South.
Yeah.
Every game has a team that can go to the championship game. Marquette, New Mexico, either one of them. Iowa State, Ole Miss, San Diego State, North Carolina,
Michigan
Texas
State.
A&M, Michigan State, Michigan, Louisville, Creighton, Auburn.
Yeah.
This is literally one of the heaviest brackets. So Ole Miss is going to have to
Juice.
come out swinging.
Juice like a needle.
But just for the first day, and especially because of all the drama around North Carolina, I'm glad we didn't open up with that because who gives a damn at this point? But North Carolina should not be here. Hopefully San Diego State knocks them out of their misery. But the sad part about this type of stuff is just because they're not supposed to be here don't mean they can't go on a run.
Right.
And a lot of people are saying North Carolina's not supposed to be here, fade them. I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do.
I was about to say, I've heard it the other way a little bit too. It's like North Carolina's not supposed to be here, but they're going to be San Diego State into the tournament. They have a chance to go on a run. It's like, oh, so. But I also heard that all the metrics as well, going into it, it's like UNC was doing well in other metrics. So it's one of those things. It's like, also too, you're arguing about teams that are like 65 through 68. So at a certain point, like, somebody has to get in. I figured everyone else has covered everything about it. So it's like, what more do we got to add to it? It's like West Virginia got screwed. I think we all can agree on that.
And I feel worse for Mike Woods.
Indiana, another team that probably got screwed. Ohio State, another team that's like. But then you can also look at it. Ohio State lost first day of the tournament. West Virginia, another team, lost first day of the tournament. I think Indiana lost first or second day of the tournament, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like, kind of did to themselves, but another one of the things where it's like, still hate to see it.
Yeah. But yeah,
especially for Mike Woodson, man.
Whoever wins out of, get them the hell up and out of here. That's what Indiana's saying.
Get them out. West or Midwest?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were. Oh, go ahead.
I was just about to basically say it again. Ole Miss, San Diego State, North Carolina, and then Louisville, Creighton.
Oh, yeah. No, that should be, like you said, that looks like it's the best region of all the brackets. So that should be the one to be the most fun on. And then we got the West, if we want to go there with the powerhouse, as you said, Florida, hottest team in there. Also, one of your favorite teams, Grand Canyon.
Man, my alma mater. The Lopes. Can you say that if you dropped out? I don't know. Who cares? Grand Canyon, baby. 35th and Thomas. Holding it down. Man, I almost took them at 11.5 when it opened, and it just feels like F them. Grand Canyon just hasn't been who they were last season. They haven't been covering games. I think they got into this tournament. I mean, they did win their conference tournament. But they really got in. Not really. They got in because they won the conference tournament. But the lower behind Grand Canyon is from last season. And this is not last season's Grand Canyon team. Last year, Grand Canyon was winning 30 points every night. This year, you'd be lucky if they damn covered for you on an 8.5. I'm telling you the truth now. I done lost some money on them. Maryland. How can you lay 10.5 with Maryland?
Yeah.
You can't do it. I know. I won't. 10.5 with Maryland, but I am excited about the Lopes being there. Games that I'm excited to watch in this bracket. Missouri taking on Drake. Drake, one of the slowest paced teams in the nation. We love the Drake. Drake, they're probably going to have 53 points in this game. The total on this game is 133. And the reason this messes up my mind, Missouri is the opposite. Missouri plays into the 80s. Missouri runs. Missouri guns. Whose style is going to dictate this game? Can Missouri get a 15-point lead and force Drake to up the pace? Or can Drake keep this game within 5 and maybe pounce on them late in the last 2 or 3 minutes? So I'm excited to watch that one. And you talking about a team who I haven't heard nobody talk about, who has one of the best point guards in the nation, who has a coach who openly said earlier this season, for the first time in my coaching career, 7 years, I feel comfortable in what I'm doing. Memphis,
man.
They're poised to go on a run. Memphis taking on Colorado State. Probably the second hottest team in this damn tournament, Colorado State. going on a heater to end the season and going on a damn run through the Mountain West tournament. But you know what they say about Mountain West teams? Fade them.
Fade them.
I hate to say it, though. I got New Mexico money line.
You mean Colorado State? Colorado. Oh, you mean okay.
Yeah, just the Mountain West. Yeah.
When we get there, I got you.
Yeah.
Well,
but yeah,
teaser.
Memphis, Colorado State, and then Missouri, Drake. UConn, Oklahoma is going to be fun, but I think all the drama around Dan Hurley is going to kind of ruin it. But I do think it's going to be a fun game. Man, I kind of want to lay the 4.5, but I can't.
Poor Dan Hurley, man, going for a three-peat right after he gets Oklahoma if they win. Good luck, Dan, the hottest team in the country.
Yeah. Yeah, Florida's a Sweet 16. Like, you can almost mark that with a Sharpie. Once they get there, teams like Memphis, I think, can mess with them. Even Maryland, whoever comes out of that bracket, that'll be a tough game in the Sweet 16. But I think Florida handles UConn and Norfolk State. But also, Florida is the hottest team, and they're beating everybody by 20 right now.
Looking great.
And they might just do what UConn did the last 2 years and win by 30 every damn game of this year, of this tournament.
Another thing to add on to it, too, you didn't talk about before we move on to the final region. Kansas, Arkansas. Winner of that game. Probably playing St. John's right after that, too. That's a sneaky little fun 48 hours for that bottom of the bracket.
I am 10 out of 10 excited to watch Arkansas taking on Kansas. I am 0 out of 10 happy to watch Kansas taking on Arkansas. I'm ready for Hunter Dickinson to get the hell up out of this sport. I want to see Kansas rejuvenated next season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Kansas doesn't deserve to be here because they 100% do. I just don't even want to see Kansas this year.
You just want new faces?
I don't want to see it, bro. I don't want to see Bill Self right now. I don't want to see DeJuan Harris. I don't want to see KJ Adams. I don't want to see AJ Storr. I don't want to see none of these disappointments ruining my March. But I have to. And it'll be a good-ass game. And they're taking on Arkansas. And I think it's going to be 86-80. Heartbreaking thing is, probably going to be 63-66. And I'm going to cry my bed and wait a bit.
And we're going to be mad about it.
It's going to be a good game. But I'm pissed off at both of these programs. Also, you got Boogie Flynn coming back. Get him the hell off the team, bruh.
That's gonna...
Bruh.
That's going to blow up the career.
Worst team in the SEC gets hurt. Fight to make it the tournament. One of the top 5 teams the last second half of the season in the SEC. Now you get to where you want to be. What the fuck are we doing?
That feels like the old NFL adage. The backup runs into the Super Bowl, but now the starter's healthy. Do you put in the starter who hasn't played in months? Or that's going to be a tough one.
I always say you ride the backup. You ride who got you here.
Put him off the bench. The last region, we don't got to get into it too much because we'll be talking about him a little bit more here in a second. Midwest. What are you excited for in the Midwest? But the double G matchup? The Gucci matchup?
Georgia. That's going to be a good-ass game, bro. Georgia's going to be down by 20 at some point, and somehow, somewhere we're going to look up. It's going to be a 6-point game, and Slim Jesus is going to be hitting threes.
Splashing them. What's the other one you got?
Man.
I'll admit, these aren't the most exciting looking outside of it. Clemson McNeese might be. Maybe, but with how good Clemson is, I feel like that might end up getting ugly potentially.
It will. UCLA, Utah State's going to be a good one. Kentucky, Troy, believe it or not, is going to be a good one.
Kentucky, Troy, Illinois might be mine. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you good. It could be.
Assuming Xavier wins.
I know. Texas is one of the hottest teams too right now.
Hey, now.
You taking Xavier?
I don't know. I kind of want to, but we're gonna have to see.
This thing opened up even.
I'm not sold yet. I kind of want to just because of all the noise that happened with Texas, and then just kind of being like, how is this team even gonna make the tournament? And then all of a sudden they kind of get in last minute, but I don't know. It's like you said, open even.
Like this, the whole country's betting Xavier.
Ooh,
They went from even money to minus 3.5.
I don't want to take 3.5.
Nah,
Texas alt spread.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching the NIT tomorrow night, but I would like Texas on the money line, but I'm not watching none of these games.
I'll have to see though. But yeah, I guess
wake me up when the tournament starts. Okay.
Thursday.
I never liked this first four bullshit. Tuesday
Oh,
and
really?
Wednesday night.
I kind of like it as like a little primer, to get you ready to be like, all right,
Just
get
watch the NIT. It's good
last chance to get a
better
little money.
basketball.
You might be right about that. Some teams in the NIT are pretty good, especially when those 16 versus 16 teams. Some of those games, like it's 41-42, and there's like 12 minutes left, or sorry, like 7 minutes left. It's like, what's going on?
And you could be sweating out San Francisco -7.5. Loyola Chicago -2.5. You could be having a blast.
Having fun. So basically, I have two more things I want to do. We can either do them together or do them separate. We talked about a bracket for the show or your bets. What do you want to do? Do you want to make the bracket first? Do you want to give out your bets first, or do you want to do kind of both at the same time as we go?
Man, I want to give out reasons why I'm betting my bets. So I don't know if you want to close with that or not.
We can do that. We can just do.
Oh, you want to close running through a bracket? Because I can run through these bets pretty quickly.
Well, that's why I'm kind of asking you. It's like we can do it if we wanted to go like game by game and like say, oh, my bet in this game is. We can do it like that.
Let's do that.
Because at a certain point, because honestly, for being honest, that's only going to last for like what, like 10 to 20 games or so, about 20, maybe 20 to 30, and then after that, all the rest of the rounds are going to be like, because we're just speculating right now. I like it. All right, I don't have spreads up. I need to do that real quick. That was one thing I forgot to look up. So give me a second. Definitely didn't think about that. Who you got to win it all right now?
Man,
based on the seating and everything, while we prep and get ready to make this bracket.
Michigan State. That's my first answer.
Your boy.
The problem is, I said it earlier, I think they're going to run into Michigan in the Elite Eight, and I think somehow, some way, Michigan's going to bite them. Which brings me to Michigan. And then Michigan, I think they lose to St. John's in the Final Four, and I think St. John's 55-56.
Woo!
Loses to Houston.
Whoa! That'd be fun, a little bit of throwback finals. Yeah. Not finals, excuse me. I got finals, I guess. So you can call it finals.
Championship, baby, the natty.
Championship finals, yeah. So we'll.
No, I think Houston, man. I don't know. Don't ask me why.
Just something about them right now. You like them?
They just the most consistent team, bro. Every time I picture Houston, they're up 20. The defense is locking down. They got sharpshooters. They got two big men that can dominate. Great guard play. They've been to the Final Four numerous times. Everybody says he ain't won one. Well, all of them coaches had to win their first.
Got to win one at one point, right?
Man.
So yeah, let's do it then. So 33 exactly, love it. Auburn, and then the winner of whatever game we got for Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm assuming that we both agree on Auburn. No hesitation there.
Yeah.
You got a bet in it?
I want to put all the 4 and 2 seeds in a fun parlay with like $50 on it. A little
1 and 2 seeds, you mean?
Yeah, all of them.
You said 4 and 2 seeds, I think, for a half second.
Oh, okay.
Unless I misheard you, so I just wanted to
clarify. You did probably. I think I was about to say a 4-leg all 1 seeds, but then I switched to. Because the 4-leg all 1 seeds is like, you got to put some real money on it to make anything. But if you do 1 and 2 seeds, $50 and get you something fun.
I did it with every team except for Duke just to see it, and Duke and Auburn obviously because those games aren't up, and it's already at like I think plus 44,000 plus, so it can get a little bit spicy.
I know, and that's another reason why we ain't gotta go too long on this. I hate these playing games. Just give me the damn bracket and let me bet the shit. I gotta wait till Thursday morning to bet Auburn now.
Yeah, that part is kind of frustrating.
I gotta wait for Alabama State to play St. Francis.
Just to get a -31 or a -28.
Bruh.
Louisville Creighton, you got anything in this game? Or who you like?
I haven't bet it yet. It's the bet that probably gonna make last minute. I love Louisville. I respect Louisville. If Louisville's playing anybody else, I'd lay them up to 5. Louisville's playing Creighton. This is Louisville's first time here. Not only as a group, as a coach, this is the first time in years being here. Louisville, as much as special they are, next season after that, in the next decade, Louisville will have some success. Give me Creighton. Give me the senior. Give me the Greg McDermott. Give me Creighton to win a close one. I got Creighton on the money line. It's a bet that it's the one bet. It's like there's a few bets I haven't made that I'm probably gonna make. That's one of them. It's Creighton. You want to go with
I
Louisville or Creighton?
actually am going to go with Creighton as well, so we're still 2 for 2 together. Because I actually, like I said, I was a big fan of the Big East, and I liked what I saw out of Creighton. And as much as Louisville did, I liked what they kind of did as well. I like what you said about the coaching, because you know a little bit more than me, so I'm like, I needed something to push me over the edge. It's like, I've got it. I like it. Built
Yeah,
for the
you gotta.
future, just not there yet. Young team, young
Yeah,
coach.
give Pat Kelsey 2 years.
Michigan, UC San Diego. What we got going on here for you?
Hats off to UC San Diego. They're gonna fight in this game. Michigan's gonna let them fight. But Michigan, they feel disrespected. Hours after they win the Big Ten, hours after they
Disgusting
go on a
work.
3-day run of beating Purdue, Michigan State, and Wisconsin. Three of the best teams, not only in the Big Ten, but the nation. They get ranked fifth. I think they're coming out this game like some hungry damn dogs. They got Twin Towers down low. Trey Donaldson has answered my question of who the hell is going to be the guard to take this team to the next level. Michigan, -2.5, one of my favorite bets. And what I'm looking forward to the most is that Thursday night lineup where Michigan takes on UC San Diego. I'm on
Ooh.
Michigan -2.5, baby. One of the bets I got rocked and loaded.
I am on Michigan for the bracket as well. I love it. I love another team. I love what I saw in the Big Ten tournament, and then yeah, I feel like I love the disrespect angle we're going with because I agree. Them as a 5 seed is just absolute. We don't need like I said, we don't need to harp on the people on the bracket, but my
Yeah,
God, there's some
disrespectful.
some swing and misses. There's some
This is
absolute
probably the
swing and
worst
misses.
bracket I've seen in 8 years since Trey Young got in.
Like I said, there's fun games. Like there's fun games that you can watch,
Yeah,
but it's like this shouldn't be the matchup. We should get this a little bit later. Come on,
could have
man.
been better. Yeah, Texas A&M Yale,
I was
bruh.
about to say, what you got in that one? What you like?
I like Yale +7.5 betting
Ooh.
wise, but I think Texas A&M wins by about 4 to 6. I'm gonna put Texas A&M in the bracket. But Yale, man, just upset Auburn last year in the first round. Definitely not going to do it 2 years in a row. But definitely think Yale does keep it within the 7.5 that it is. Kind of waiting on this to hit 8.5. I don't know if it will. But I like Yale to keep it close. Texas A&M to win. Probably be a stay away, honestly.
I think in mine, I think I went Yale. Can't
A
tell you
little
why.
upset
Kind of
action.
a little bit. Just one of those like I feel like there's going to be a big seed upset. I kind of like what Yale's put together this year, but it's one of those things where it's like, man, all 14 SEC teams aren't going to move on, but it's like, man, which one am I going to fade? Do I really want to fade Texas A&M? Do I want to fade Ole Miss? Is it Alabama? Like it's I don't know. But for this show bracket, this case, I'll ride with Texas A&M for you with you as well, for I don't know in that game, so I'll take one different just to see like should have done that in mine because I honestly can't remember who I picked.
This is where conferences matter. Yale 13-1 in conference play. 0-1 versus top 25. So not only have they not faced top 25, the one time they did, they lost. Texas A&M 7-5 against top 25 teams. They're used to playing big time competition.
And I was about to say, and they played in the SEC, who is arguably the best league of the year this year.
And held their own enough to get a 4 seed.
I know. And I don't think, and if you were not if you weren't listening to the college basketball world, I don't think you heard a lot about them. Like if you were just like a casual watcher, so usually you'd see them as a 4 seed and be like, oh, that should be maybe an easy upset, but you might be onto something with they're in that 4 seed for a reason. They ain't a bad team. And like that 0-1 top 25 versus an SEC team that's played a lot of good action. Yeah, Texas A&M not a bad one. Ole Miss, San Diego State, obviously, or UNC. What you got there? What you thinking? Obviously there's no line, so we can't really talk betting wise, but
I want to see Ole Miss go on a run. I think San Diego State, I don't think they have the talent that they had the last 2 seasons. If they still had Lamont Butler, I'd take San Diego State to probably go to the Final Four. They did the last 2 years, damn near. But San Diego State still has talent. North Carolina, I just want to they took the Argyle off the uniforms. I don't know, bro.
no.
This is also why I hate these playing games, bro. Let me get a bracket.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a bracket, bro. This is
The
March
11
Madness.
See, the thing I don't like is like the 11 seed part of it. Like I can understand if it's 15 and 16 fighting for those lower seeds. Yeah, you're fighting for an 11 seed. Like it's kind of an important seed to like kind of know about. Because yeah, like I'll admit for mine, I'm taking the winner of San Diego State UNC to beat Ole Miss just because I think they'll have the one game under the belt. And then, like I said, if UNC wins, I like it a little bit more. If it's San Diego State, I think they can maybe junk it up enough to get by. And then I'll probably have that team losing in the next round anyway. Essentially.
To Lipscomb? I'm just messing with
Maybe.
you. But Ole Miss,
Maybe.
San Diego State, or North Carolina, to your point, it's a damn near coin flip with all those games.
So for my show bracket, I'm taking San Diego State. I don't know if you want to ride with your show bracket, or if this is where we're going to finally have our first little bit difference.
Hey, I'm filling this out with you for the JCPod.
Hey, let's do it then. San Diego State. I didn't know if we are going to have a little competition and like we'll have some different here and there, if we're all just going to be a team ride.
I want to take Ole Miss, but I was going to take San Diego State UNC to ride with you.
Do what you want. If you want to take Ole Miss, you take Ole Miss. We'll have a little. We can have one or two a little bit different. See who's right, who's wrong. I like it. A little bit of competition, a little bit of bragging rights.
Chris Beard, baby. You know how his beards got to stick together.
I will say you were talking about Chris Beard earlier, and I was sitting there. I'm like, on a flip.
That's one reason I love San Diego State. If you look at, I think I sent you screenshots like 6 months ago. San Diego State, North Carolina, two of my top 5 most bet teams the last year. Love these teams to death. Just this year, F them. And you talk about coaches, I'll take Chris Beard over whoever the hell just got that extension at North Carolina. And
right.
What's your boy name?
Jawan Johnson? I have no idea, actually. Shout out to the Saints guy getting a 3-year deal at tight end. Anyway, I actually have no idea, honestly, though.
I didn't even know that. I'm in New Orleans, bro.
Hey, shout out. Iowa State Lipscomb. I know betting-wise what you got here, but let the people know.
I'm going Lipscomb, bro. Wholeheartedly. Give me Lipscomb, baby. On the money line. I'm betting it, I'm sweating it, and I might be regretting it. But give me Lipscomb plus the 7, whatever the hell it is now.
775, I think, right?
And also give me Lipscomb to advance.
Ooh, you know what? And I'll be, this will be one where if we're going opposites a little bit, I will go opposite of you. I will be picking Iowa State to move on in the bracket. I know they have a player injured, though. That might become a big thing. But betting-wise, yeah.
Lipscomb, 25-9. Top 80, both offense and defensive efficiency. They got a kid averaging 20 points per game, 3 more averaging double digits, 4 more averaging double digits. This team, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 1 in the last 12.
Give me Lipscomb.
They're projected to lose to Iowa State 65-80. I just don't know. Iowa State team this year, they've been bumpy since March calendar has flipped. They've been injured. They've been keeping games close, but they've been losing. And now you got a team who 46th in the nation in 3-point percentage, 26th in the nation in 3-point attempts to field goal attempts. They're going to be jacking some threes, and they're going to be making them. And let me tell you the sweet part here. 7th in the nation, free throw percentage.
For Lipscomb?
Lipscomb.
I'll admit, you, I think, won me over. I might go Lipscomb with you. Because I'll admit, I was like, the Iowa State injury was the biggest thing for me while I was about to say, before you just read all those beautiful stats to win me over officially, I was about to say the biggest thing is the injury for me where it's like, I feel like, especially with losing, I think it's their second best scorer. Like, that's going to be a really big one. And then Lipscomb is just one of those prime teams where it's like, you're getting a big dog. You named a lot of numbers that are great for March. So it's like
22nd in the nation in effective field goal percentage. Shooting the ball 55.92, 56% from the floor. Last thing I'm going to tell you, senior, junior. That's a starting 5. I'm willing to back.
Give me Lipscomb. They got the veteran dogs. I love it. Marquette, New Mexico. Who you like?
I geeked about the Lipscomb game. I like New Mexico. Marquette fell off a bridge in 2025 and never looked back. And I might be salty because I had hella futures on them. But give me New Mexico Just to be short and sweet, this team is amazing. Not that great on the road, but they're basically the same team if you put them on paper. Marquette, New Mexico. You
Yeah.
got two great point guards going at it, two great coaches, two great defenses. You're going to see both of these coaches in defensive stance, and I love it.
And we don't even need to talk about this next game, right? Are you betting
You
on them?
going Marquette? Who you got?
Oh, I do. Bracket wise, you know what? I'll ride New Mexico with you because I think I'm so indifferent on Marquette this year. Every time I've watched them, like I feel like they should be better than they are, and they just haven't been. So it's like
I keep waiting on them to turn it on again. They
they
had
just
it
haven't.
clicking November, December, first in the Big East, every day the greatest, and then haven't beat a ranked team or haven't beat a tournament team since like January 1st.
Yeah, and they've just and if you watch their games, it's just like is this the same team?
Also, sorry, New Mexico money line plus 145.
I love it.
Michigan State minus 17 and a half. Just go ahead and let it hang on. That's a Friday night game. You can enjoy yourself too.
Oh yeah. Do you want to let's finish this out real quick? This South bracket. Going back top, Auburn Creighton. Who you got moving on? Because we can just
Creighton.
speculate. We'll make this quick. I love it with you. I'm taking Auburn in my bracket. Like I think my first one I might be taking them, but for JCPod, we're riding Creighton, Michigan, Texas A&M, Michigan boys,
Michigan.
Michigan boys. Lipscomb, UNC, San Diego State, whatever. I might take Lipscomb. I kind of want to say personally.
Yeah.
Because I think whoever.
They make the run to the Sweet 16 because of everything I just told you.
And then they lose to Michigan State, which.
By 30.
30. And then we'll Michigan Creighton. You got Michigan State matchup.
I do. Can't get away from it, bro.
Let's do it. So we got is that the fine? That's not the Final Four. You got Michigan State moving on.
Heads Michigan, tails Michigan State. It's tails. Michigan State making it to the Final Four.
3-0 sweeping Michigan this year.
It's hard to do it, and I really believe in real honest to God. Take the coin flip out of it. I think Michigan gets them right there.
I believe
I hate to say that. I want to throw up saying
that. Hey, I'll ride it with you. Let's do it, man. All right, we'll move on to the East real quick, and we'll try to go a bit quicker pace. We don't have to. We're going fine. I don't know if you got anywhere to be. I don't really. We're going.
Trying to break down some games, baby.
Beautiful pace. Duke and then the winner of the 16th seed. I'm assuming just Duke spread. Move on. Don't have to talk about that game too much. Shouldn't be an issue. There's like no reason either of those teams to give them an issue, right? Unless they just absolutely don't show up.
No, Duke minus 46.
Yeah. Okay. I think I agree with that as
Duke,
well.
honestly, I will say this just to talk about them a little bit. Everybody talks about Cooper Flag, offense, big man. This might be. This is top 5 defense in this tournament. You talk about teams like Houston, Duke is right there with them with defensive ratings and efficiency. Michigan State, Baylor. Honestly, This might be the one game
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State?
Yeah. Unless Michigan State got 2 bids. They're pulling double duty.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you was picking Mississippi
State. I'm just messing with you because you said you were still want to talk about your boys so much, make it to the Final Four. Still hung up about that coin toss.
Can't help myself. Mississippi State, Baylor.
Sorry. I really don't know either. I think I took Baylor my personal one just because it's like, hey, upset.
I'm going to take Baylor because I've been waiting for them to be good. And I just don't like Mississippi State's Twitter.
Hey, I respect it. You got beef, I love it.
They talk trash about Ole Miss when they ain't even playing Ole Miss. And then Ole Miss come slap their ass.
Love it. Shout out to media interns, baby. Oregon, Baylor, Liberty. Baby. What do you got?
Oregon,
any bets, by the way?
100%. Not yet.
Okay, so
Baylor money line would be if I go 100% Thursday night and wake up Friday morning and just do it. But not right now, like 1% chance. I bet Baylor. I will take Duke minus whatever.
Mm-hmm. So Duke spread so far, and then we're just picking Baylor and Oregon for bracket.
Yeah, Oregon pisses me off because I want to bet them, but I don't want to lay the 6.5. You know what I mean? I think it's like 99% chance they win, but I think it's like 10% chance they cover.
I was going to say, if it's like 3.5, a little bit better for you. Just like 1-2 numbers off where it's like, I'm not messing with that.
6 I wish this was a pick 'em. Of course it wouldn't be, but I don't know. It is something about that 5-12. I think this is one of the weaker ones. But Oregon, Dana Altman, 9-0, round 1. Never lost.
Yep, I love it. Arizona, Akron, Ohio. What we like here? Any bets?
Arizona and Akron.
Any bets before we start?
Not yet. No.
Okay, so still
No.
nothing there. I think I'm just gonna take Arizona without even knowing without knowing too much about either team. I just think Arizona. They have Caleb Love. He'll probably drop 30 because it's. I hate to say a game that doesn't matter, but it's not the brightest
Yeah.
of lights, but it's bright enough lights where that boy's gonna be feeling himself. He might have a few moments, and then I just think Arizona's a good team. There's a reason they got a 4 seed. One of those things. Very
This
squarish,
might.
but
Yeah, this might be the worst Arizona team I've seen in a while.
they should be
I
able to
don't
handle
trust Tommy
Akron. You
Lloyd.
think, right?
Yeah. What's the line? 4.5.
I thought I had it up. I thought it might be even double digits. Is that a Thursday game? I missed that. That's on
I
me.
don't know.
3 Akron 321. That's a Friday game. That's why I couldn't find it. That's on me. I didn't have Friday games up. So we're looking for them beautiful boys. 14.5 is the spread for Arizona Akron.
I'm definitely taking Akron plus the points, 100%.
As a bet? Ooh.
Yeah, I'm betting Akron. 68 ranked offensive efficiency, 15th pace. They're gonna run up and down this floor at Arizona. They're gonna keep it close.
I like it. So close Arizona close win close win for Arizona instead of covering the
I think
15
Akron
potentially.
can get them.
Really?
I'm trying to decide. I mean,
Ooh.
Akron's lost one game since the calendar flipped to 2025.
Ooh. Hey, if you want to go different there, you can go different there. This might be one or two of the few
I
different
don't know
ones.
though. Akron scares the shit out of me, bro. Sorry, 1-4, quad 1-2. Let's go Arizona.
Mm.
I'm overthinking it at this point. I just want to fade Arizona so bad.
Hey, that's what next round for, right?
Yeah.
BYU, VCU, you're one of your game of the regions. Who you got moving on? I think I know. And you got a bet in this game.
BYU. I like -2.5 a lot more than 3.5. This is a game that I never bet it. VCU scares the hell out of me. The more I try to just ignore it, I'm staying away from this game as a better. But I do like BYU to win. Um, I don't know, man.
Gonna be a
I'm
fun
trying to
one.
keep my bets down this year. I ain't want to end up with 16 bets a day.
I say I got 8 so far through our first 2 regions. And I might be adding one from somewhere else that you've been
Yeah.
giving out. But I like BYU as well. I just think that it's going to be a fun game. That if VCU wins one of those, not shocked, but I like BYU there.
Yeah, I'm betting 8 games Thursday, 8 games Friday, 5 games Saturday, 5 games Sunday. It's
Love it.
4 days. Now you know this feel.
We're gonna save for the end of the show. That's what we're gonna close on. I love. We're gonna close it on it. I want to. Wisconsin, Montana. I'm.
Montana.
I'm
I'm gonna
willing
go
to do some
Wisconsin on
fun.
the bracket though. You want to have some fun? I'll go
I was.
Montana with you.
I was gonna be willing to do fun on the bracket, but I kind of think Wisconsin probably. But I'm betting Montana. I think so. I might be
Wisconsin
with you in
has that
there.
closer, but I think Montana, like I
Yeah.
said, if they go 21 for 50 from three, they're winning this game.
It's just is it Tonje for Wisconsin? That guy is just. That guy's kind of nice with it. Not gonna lie.
Superstar.
St. Mary's, Vanderbilt. We got Wisconsin moving on, potentially Montana spread bets to watch out for. St. Mary's, Vanderbilt, who you like here? I'm assuming no
Oh,
bets.
over 149, Wisconsin, Montana.
Mm.
I do have that bet. It's 152 now. Do what you want. St. Mary's, Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt plus 150 on the money line. Give me Vanderbilt to win this game.
Ooh. You like him moving on as well?
Yeah, money line, baby. Plus 150.
I'll go different than you just so we have at least like one or two different. I'll go St. Mary's here just because why not? I don't got a good reason for it. Just I'm gonna be a little bit different. And then Alabama,
Man,
Robert Morris. Do we need to talk about it?
love St. Mary's. Give me Alabama minus 22.5. That's another bet I got.
Love it. Let me write that down. And then so yeah. That finished off for this reason. Bama versus Vanderbilt. I'm assuming we have Bama.
Bama,
Wisconsin,
BYU.
BYU. Yep. I agree with you there. Oregon, Arizona. I would probably take Oregon.
Let's do it.
And then Duke, Baylor. I think we got the Dookie stains. Right?
I know. Cooper Flag, man. It's all gonna come down to him. It's crazy how your best player turns into your X factor because of injury. But
Right.
I do like Duke with Cooper Flag fully healthy. Yes. I like Duke going to the Elite Eight. Also beating Oregon.
I kind of like BYU beating Bama just a little bit, especially because it's Grant Nelson roommate. But if Grant Nelson's healthy, then it's like, oh yeah, I really like Bama again. But I don't know. So I'll ride with you whatever you think. What do you like here? You're
Let's
more
go
of the.
BYU.
I love it. So we
I
got
think
BYU.
Alabama is a team that can get got. I'm not saying they're soft, but they got one of those. You know the Easter bunnies you get them when you're a kid and you take a bite and you realize it's hollow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
the some of the best, but the worst chocolate. They're
Yeah,
like,
you
oh,
think you're about to get a
taste.
whole brick and you're just like, oh, let me peel this piece apart. And
I say
just
it tastes good, but damn, I thought we were gonna have a
yeah.
lot more. So Duke BYU, who we got moving on? Are we coin
Duke
flipping it?
BYU. If we get to this point with Duke, you got to put Duke in the Final Four.
So Final Four from the top. We got Michigan State and Duke there. Now we're gonna move on to the best of the West. Um, so are you taking Florida spread?
Yes. What is it? I didn't realize it was already out. I'm so
Uh,
mad. I just been waiting on these damn games to fucking play tomorrow. And I'm
no,
gonna
you're
stop
all good.
cursing. I'm sorry. I've been
No,
waiting for
yeah,
these
hey,
damn
you're all
games to
good.
play.
28 and a half.
28 and a half.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
Florida.
that's Thursday.
That is Friday.
Yeah, I'm taking that. I haven't taken it yet. I haven't put none of my Friday bets in yet, but
Yep,
except for a few.
they're the hottest team. It makes sense. UConn, Oklahoma. This is a sneaky good one, but ooh, I don't.
I mean, UConn minus 4.5. UConn moving on.
I like that as well. I just think that they're back-to-back champs. They aren't going to lose in the first round. They're at least going to get out of the first round, but yeah, they just have a horrible placement in the bracket now. Where I think they would have probably lost in the Sweet 16 was going to be my guess, but now they're playing Florida. That's going to be.
Yeah, give me Florida minus 7.5 in that one.
Yeah, should we just already have Florida moving on against UConn? We'll save us some time later.
Yeah, let's do
Memphis,
it.
Colorado State. I know where I am in this game. I'm going to be on Memphis to move on from the bracket. The floor is yours. Betting wise, anything else? What you got?
Memphis is a 5 seed, getting plus 120 on a money line.
Crazy they're in a favorite. One of those weird situations.
Give me Memphis. PJ Haggerty is about to become a household, a name. The kid is special. Give me Memphis on the money line. Give me Memphis to move on.
I love it. Maryland, your alma mater, Grand Canyon. Who we got here? I'm assuming we got Maryland moving on, but do you have any bets or what's your reasoning for you got Maryland moving on?
I can't bet any of these teams. Grand Canyon is not the Grand Canyon from last year. Damn sure not. I wanted to take plus 11.5. Hated it. It turned to 10.5, and then I look at Maryland side like maybe I can lay it with Maryland because I don't like Grand Canyon. And then I said, who the hell is laying 10.5 with Maryland? Damn sure not me. Give me Maryland to win this game. I'm staying away from it with a 10-foot pole. Come betting wise.
Drake, Missouri. Who we got? I know who I got in my bracket, so I might take them here again.
Who you got, bruh?
I forgot they were one of the slowest paced teams, but I actually have Drake maybe making a little bit of noise. Another one of those lower seeds. Lower seeds that might just be able to do something. But I'll admit this is a game that like I might go back to it like literally after the show and be like, yeah, like, give me Missouri. I don't know if I fully trust Drake. It's just that it's like you said. That's just how long can a fast paced team like stay comfortable when the pace is a little bit slow. That's the thing that has me like the biggest. I'm not worried about the slow paced team. They're gonna be slow. It's not that. I'm worried about the boys that are really hyper. The boys that are just like
Yeah.
let's run, let's run, let's run, let's run. Like, are they gonna be able to handle some slow possessions and then be able to take advantage and get out and running?
2 months ago, I was telling everybody Missouri's going to make a run to the Sweet 16. Missouri, the last 2 weeks, been playing horrible basketball. With that being said, I tend to fade slower paced teams in this tournament because now you make every possession matter that much more. Now, if you go from having 90 possessions to 60, you got to score. And you can't score 47% of the time. You got to score 60% of the time. Now you get down to it where, damn, we just went 3 possessions in a row without a basket, which wasted 3 minutes off the damn clock. And the other team scored twice. We was already down 8. Now we're down 12. How are we going to catch up?
Yeah.
Once Missouri gets into double digits, goodbye.
You can call it. Yeah, that's I think I'll pick Missouri to move on in this bracket, and there's a good chance it might be Sajin in mine as well, because that's the biggest thing that I've been stuck on. That especially now that remembering slow paced team, it's just like, man, you get down like 2-3 possessions, you don't start running, and you just it's over.
Yeah, same thing with St. Mary's. That's why I like Vanderbilt. But yeah.
Yeah. Texas Tech, UNC Wilmington. Texas Tech moving on. Do you have a bet in this game?
Minus 15.5 on Texas Tech.
You like them Techie boys?
Probably the scariest bet I'm taking. But let me put it to you like this. Not only did this team beat Houston at Houston, let's take away the overtime in that game. Because Texas Tech beat Houston in overtime.
When it's overtime, it's overtime.
The game ended up 82-81. That shows me Texas Tech can put up 82 points on, in my opinion, the best defense in the country in Houston.
That's a lot of points.
It also showed me, if you look at the other matchup of these games, 69-61, Texas Tech has the defense to hold Houston to under 70 points. It's a weird way to look at this team, but I think Texas Tech is dominant. I think they win this thing by 22. Like, I really do think they go ahead and get out of it. 15.5, I think they win easily by 20 or more.
Just straight belt to ass is what I'm hearing potentially.
If they got the defense and the offense to play with Houston, then they blowing UNC Wilmington out the water.
At least they should, but you know how it goes. Till they lace them up on the courts. And there's a reason it's called March Madness. Kansas, speaking of madness, by the way, Kansas, Arkansas.
Give me Kansas to advance.
Woo! I'll go opposite of you and take Arkansas just because this game's like, what, a 1-2 point spread? I think. So
open 5.5. I think it moved down to 4.5 to Kansas. Arkansas putting Boogie Fland back in the rotation is why I'm fading.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. I'm just going to take them, just like I said, so we can have some opposites. So there's at least a little bit of hey, I was 10 points better than you. But also at the same time, I just think I kind of like Arkansas. They've been, like I said, they've played so hot to get into the tournament. And then at the same time with Kansas, it's just most loss in Bill Self's era. I think in the Bill Self era ever. Sorry for my words, but that's one of the things.
Should be able to have Kansas gear on the rest of their life.
Yeah, so I'm taking that in my head. And like, if this is one of those Kansas teams, maybe they lose in the first round, and then the next batch of Kansas kids that comes up, it's going to be like, hey, next year we're going on a run. But that's just my opinion there. And then St. John's, Omaha. St. John's moving on.
I got St. John's minus 18.5 as a bet. People worry about St. John's offensively to cover a number like 18.5 because they can't shoot. They can get offense in other ways. One of the best defenses in the country. Turn teams over, get out and run. They're laying the ball up. They don't have a problem with layups. They got a problem with jumpers. The best thing about this, though, is their coach, Rick Pitino. He's putting confidence in these kids that no other team has. These kids don't give a damn if they airball. These kids don't give a damn if they dribble it out of bounds. You literally see in their body language and their face, fuck it, let me go lock these motherfuckers up and turn these boys over.
I love how honest he is with them, too, where he's like, hey, know you can't shoot. Just get back and play hard defense. Take a shot eventually.
Yeah. Just stop them from scoring.
He brought that up at the Pat McAfee show. I thought it was one of the funniest things. Like, yeah, we have this argument. He's like, these guys are getting down if they miss 3 shots in a row. He's like, guys, I know you can't shoot. Just get those heads up and go play defense. It's awesome. When the coach is coming out and saying stuff like that, that's a really tight-knit locker room. And, yeah, that's a very easy move on there. So, yeah, let's get a team to the Final Four real quick.
Rick Pitino.
Go ahead.
I love these kids because they're giving me everything they got. But every time they shoot, I want to kill myself.
I don't say, is that the quote? That is one of the... And then if you watch the reaction of him and the reporter later, they absolutely just bust out laughing right after that. Hey, that's how you know Coach loves you, when he's like threatening to take his own life. That's a team that... That's how you know he loves you. So I'm assuming we have them moving on over Kansas or Arkansas, yeah.
St. John's for sure.
Tech or Missouri? I think in my bracket I have Missouri moving on if I have them, or I have Drake if I have them there. I'm pretty sure I have Missouri, but like I said, I can't remember who I picked there.
Texas Tech.
Oh, so we'll have a little bit opposite there. I like it. But yeah, you You talk about Texas Tech, it makes me a bit nervous. Maryland, Memphis. Who you got here?
Give me
Memphis, man.
Memphis.
And then Laser by Florida. We already had them moving on. Florida, Sweet Six. Florida moving on, or you got
Florida
Memphis moving
and
on?
Memphis. Man, I hate to do it, bro. I want to walk away right now. That's how I don't know. I don't know, bro. I no way Florida's getting in my Final Four, bro. But they're the hottest team. Give me Florida.
And then we got
Man,
St. John's, Missouri. St. John's, them Johnnies.
I think this the year Memphis can do it. Give me St. John.
Man,
Give me Texas. Give me. This is a tough bracket, bro.
you need the coin.
St. John's in Texas Tech, bro. St. John's is tails.
Oh, that just feels wrong.
They're on the bottom.
That's fair. I was gonna say Texas Tech tails. Just the tease. That's what I was thinking about.
Did the St. John's though?
All that for it not to matter. I love it. Because it's St. John's anyway. No, but us. And then we got that Memphis Florida game would be a good one. And then we got St. John's and we got.
Ain't no way we ended up with all 1 and 2 seeds, bro. But give me the Johnnies.
Yeah, the baby. That's what my issue I ran into my bracket. I'm with you as well on the Johnnies. That's the issue I ran into my bracket where I'm like, I got a lot of 1 and 2 in seeds, but it just feels like those lower seeds are going to get to the point where they get to the Sweet 16. It's just like that especially this year. I know NIL's changed a bit, but it feels like this year the competition level is just going to be like cut off. It's like, all right, you aren't no bad teams anymore. Like all the good teams are getting back at this point. We'll have to see because there's always that one team that makes a run. We just don't know who the hell it's going to be.
No, guaranteed. These 3 teams in our Final Four, only one is going to be there.
Probably. Michigan State, Duke, and St. John's. Probably. There's a good chance one of those or 2 of those are gone. Houston, SUI. Sorry, let me actually be respectful. Houston, SIE.
SIU, Edwardsville.
I got to keep messing with them. Houston, SIUE. Houston, obviously moving on.
Special
You have
ed.
Houston bet.
Houston minus 28.5. I do. I have that one locked in.
Ooh.
Houston's going to hold this team. They'll be lucky to score over 45, and Houston's going to put up around 80. The number I have for Houston is about 36. I would take Houston up 34.5. I think they went around 40, bro. Yeah, I think it's going to literally be like 36, 38, 42-point game.
I ain't going to lie to you.
Like looking at 86 to 44 types.
I might have to look up a Houston alt spread. We might have to do that in a minute. Gonzaga, Georgia. Who you got? You got any bets?
Give me Gonzaga minus 5.5, but wait. Just wait. We'll get a 4.5. The whole world's going to come in on Georgia. They're a hot team. They got Slim Jesus. I love Georgia, but give me Gonzaga. They're going to get 1 game in this tournament just off coaching alone. I like Gonzaga. Trying to get 4.5. Open at 6.5. I like it 6.5, but now that they moved to 5.5, I'm kind of just playing the waiting game.
McNeese, Clemson. Who you got there, man?
Clemson minus 7.5, and that's a joke. Clemson is about to blow the dog waters off McNeese. They should stop this game at halftime and just let the other team start warming up. The games after them, just let them start warming up early. Let them do some walkthrough practices.
It's going to be like that, huh?
Yeah.
Watch out for it. Purdue, I do. Yeah, it doesn't feel like the same McNeese team as last year as well. And this Clemson team
I will say they have players that played in the ACC last year that are comfortable playing against Clemson. But I just haven't seen it, whatever it is, outside of a school manager with a boombox.
Shout out, baby. Purdue, High Point. Who you got here? And we talked about where you said you might have the Purdue spread potentially if stuff goes your way.
I love Purdue winning this game. 8.5 or whatever it is, it just feels like too much. Purdue just doesn't have the defense for me to back them. And I always like fading Purdue in March. I'll take Purdue to win this game, but I'm not looking forward to betting it. I'm not going to bet it.
As a Purdue local as well, ever since their big man got injured, that's pretty much destroyed them interiorly. And their interior defense has been horrible. Yeah, their interior defense has been horrible. Like, Trey Kaufman-Renn is all right, but he ain't no Zach Edey. He ain't no 7-footer, let me tell you that.
Oh, that's your boy, number 4?
Yeah. The one I call what I say his name was like Troy Kirby Risk or something like that, where I just made up 3 letters. Yeah, shout out Trey Kaufman Wren. But yeah, so we both got Purdue moving on. I agree there. Illinois in
Yeah,
the winner.
High Point is 19th in offensive efficiency,
That's
and
not
Purdue
bad.
ain't got no damn defense.
None. Absolutely none, especially on the inside. Illinois,
And
Texas
hey,
Tech. Go
sorry,
ahead.
173rd, 360, 3-point field goal attempts to field goal attempts. So High Point is not shooting threes. They shoot the ball 57% from 2-point range. That's good for 15th in the nation. I feel like styles make fights, and this one's going to give High Point a chance, but I still like Purdue. I'm sorry for wasting time.
No, you're all
Effective
good.
field goal percentage, 56%. That's good for 12th in the nation.
Because I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be on High Point. Like, just simply because of the Purdue narrative and how mediocre they've been this year.
Yeah, I think they win, but I do think High Point is going to be right there to cover. Like, it's going to be some, like, almost buzzer beater type, I think. Like, where High Point shoots, like, a half-court shot, hoping to tie it, but loses.
And Purdue just escapes, and all the Purdue fans are like, oh, again, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I will say, my grandma's already given up on
That
the
was
team.
too real. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
That's a good sign.
I say I've seen that face from my grandparents way too many times to be able to know what's up. Illinois, Texas, Xavier. Who you got in there? Shout out the grandparents.
Oh, give me Illinois against whoever.
Hell yeah. I'll just ride it with you. I don't got.
I love Texas right now, but Rodney Terry, hell no, against Brad Underwood. Xavier loves Sean Miller, but they don't have the depth to deal with Illinois.
Hell yeah. By the way, Houston minus 37.5 plus 280. Thought there'd be a bit more juice. Not the biggest fan.
It's 2025. Legal gambling and online gambling has ruined odds, sadly.
Very true.
Beautifully, though, we all get to gamble without
all
having
get
to make a trip to Las Vegas.
Or risk getting shot in the back of the head because you did it in the wrong area. We got Kentucky at Troy. Who we got here? Obviously, the Kentucky boys moving on. Do you have any bets?
I am this close to betting Kentucky minus 10.5, but I'll be hot hammed if I wasn't scared. I like Kentucky to win this game, but it's going to be one of those last minutes.
It feels like Kentucky every year lately has been doing that with these first rounds with all these games are just close. I know it's been mainly a Calipari thing, but it's just close.
I really
like,
feel like
more.
They had injuries to their point guards. They lost a few games, and they went from telling other teams beating them this year's Super Bowl to them head down and walk into the locker room.
Yeah.
They just lost their confidence, and I don't know how you get that back. Arkansas, really, I hate to even say it. John Calipari in Arkansas went to Kentucky and left with this Kentucky team soul.
Whoa!
And they're still looking for it. They haven't been the same since that game.
That's the second soul that's been taken this year. Shout out John Cena. I mean, man, no, that's actually crazy though. That's
the reverse leg kick.
that is a real thing though. Honestly, like you lose your confidence, it's really hard to get back because all you think about is that moment in time.
Not only were all the players shot that night, the coach was shot that night, and fans went from saying Mark Pope for president to saying we should have kept Calipari within 3 hours.
Not a good sign.
What the hell?
That ain't good. The
whole building shook.
We'll skip the 7-10 game because I feel like you have a little bit more talk there. Assuming Tennessee's moving on, do you have a bet in that game or anything?
I don't.
Okay, so we'll talk about Tennessee in the next round a little bit more. UCLA, Utah State to round out the round of 64. Who you got?
The mighty.
Any bets? Who you like?
Let me see the line real quick. I've been just ignoring this game because I really don't know, bro. This is one of them coin flip ass games, man.
Feel you there, because I think I have UCLA moving on in my personal bracket, but I've heard a lot about Utah State.
UCLA's 5.5. Utah State was like 24-1 at one point. Utah State's in the Mountain West. You fade Mountain West teams in the first round. UCLA's in the Big Ten. UCLA has Mick Cronin, one of my favorite coaches. UCLA called their teams out, their players out. Their players responded.
Forgot about that.
UCLA, I just don't know. I don't know if they need to be called out again. I think they came out and fought for 2 months, and now they're chilling. They've been chilling the last few weeks. Delusional is what they are.
Delusional. Shout out. I totally forgot about that. That's hilarious. So you got no bets, I'm assuming. You coin flipping who's moving on for the bracket?
UCLA is moving on because Mick Cronin's the best coach we've seen in a while.
Shout out to Mick Cronin. So, UCLA, Tennessee, who you got there?
UCLA.
I'll ride it with
If
you.
UCLA beats Utah State, they're beating Tennessee. Tennessee's beating Utah State. That's how I feel.
Feel you there. Kentucky, Illinois, who you got?
Kentucky.
Purdue, Clemson.
Clemson.
Whoa, Clemson, man. No, I might be right. I might be on there with you. Honestly, I can't remember what I picked. If anything, I have Purdue losing in the very next round to Houston, Gonzaga. Houston.
Yeah, give me Houston. I'm laying with Houston. Anything
Houston
I
over
can get with
Clemson.
Houston. Yeah.
Kentucky or UCLA? Which one of your boys you
Kentucky.
taking? And then we take in Houston over UCLA. Or you want to take Kentucky so we can have a 3 seed in there?
I'm gonna be honest. Just a disclaimer: anybody watching this that don't know me, never in my entire life have I had all 1 and 2 seeds in my Final Four. I just want to be clear about that. Give me Houston, bruh. Kentucky ain't got no defense. Ain't got no. They might get their confidence back if they actually beat Illinois and UCLA.
So we got our Final Four set. Who we just picking to move on so we can just finish this bracket out? Who you like?
Houston.
And
Michigan
what
State.
final score? Is it going to be in the 50s? Or I guess no, it's actually how many total points now. So what you got for final score?
Michigan State beats Houston 72 to 67.
72 to
What's
67.
that? 139?
Yeah, I like it. So I'll go Houston, same exact score, but I'll pick the same thing, and we'll do a little bit different. You ride your boys, I'll ride them Houston boys.
Hell yeah.
And that's our bracket. Do you have the bets you want to give out, or do you want me to give them out? Because I have them all written down for you.
I can do it real quick if you can do it. It don't matter.
They're your bets, man.
Thursday. Let's start off there. We got the first bet of the tournament. Over on Wisconsin, Montana, 149.5. It's 152.5. Do what the hell you want. Give me St. John's later that night, minus 18.5. Taking on Nebraska, Omaha. St. John's wins that thing by 22 or more. Give me Clemson to beat McNeese by close to damn 30. Clemson laying 7.5 there. Houston, they're winning this game by 40, 36 to 40 range. Give me Houston minus 28 and the hook. And then to round out Thursday night, give me Texas Tech minus 15.5. And then Franklin Earl's best bet of the night. Michigan minus 2 and a hook.
Shout out
Also like
Horns.
Creighton's money line. Haven't taken it yet. Yeah, shut them out. Creighton money line plus 120 I like. Sorry.
All good, man.
I like BYU outright. I'm gonna try and get them live. I'm gonna try and get Gonzaga at 4.5. And honestly, I'm gonna be in a room full of people. Whoever we bet in Arkansas, Kansas, I'm just gonna ride the room. Probably gonna end up with Arkansas just because I know the room already, but I'm not excited about it. But I'm probably gonna end up with Arkansas money line ticket at some point on Thursday. And then looking at Friday real quick, I got 6 more, I think. Friday, beautiful. Alabama minus 22.5. Start off the day right. Give me Lipscomb on the money line plus 775. Give me Memphis on the money line plus 118. It must be a money line underdog Friday. Give me Vanderbilt on the money line plus 150. Give me Florida minus 28 in the hook. Love Kentucky minus 10.5. That's one of the ones like Creighton I haven't bet yet, but probably will. Give me New Mexico on the money line plus 145. Now, mind you, if you want to be a smart and responsible gambler, you can take the spread with all of these, and you'll probably win a lot more than me. But I'm going to chase some big dogs and some fat sandwiches because it's March, baby. In January, I'm taking the plus 4.5. In March, I'm going on the money line. UConn minus 4.5. Michigan State minus 17.5, and that'll wrap out my round one. And I guess that's the round one bets.
Beautiful.
Cannot wait to see Saturday and Sunday.
It's gonna be
Captain,
fun.
nah, I'm playing with you.
Got
the groove. Got the
that?
damn groove.
And you said Franklin Earl. I'm like, oh boy. By the way, I just sent you a link. I created a group. If anybody who's listening wants to join in with their bracket, just to see how they compare with ours.
Oh yeah.
Just open to the public.
That's
just open to the
awesome.
public if they want to join it. Just created it. Feel free to join it. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. It was a fun one today. We went really, really long, but I think basically we're covered for I think we're pretty much covered for the first 2 rounds. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's a fun one. Got full of information, basically flooded out there. Got everything time stamped up. Any last words you want to leave us with before we end with the iconic quote?
Man,
Your iconic quote?
the freshmen have no idea what the seniors are feeling.
For real.
The families are crying, and others are grilling. It's March, baby. The madness is real. Let the madness begin. We got 4 days, 48 games, 26 bets, 18-8. That's the plan. Thank you so much for having me on. I really do appreciate it. I wanted to talk madness with somebody.
I'll potentially see you next week, and let the madness begin.